Hey, 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 welcome to another episode of Collab with Kiva. I am your host, Kiva Slade, and today we are going to dive into some data but more operations. And it's inspired by an article that was recently in Forbes, and it was entitled Data and AI Will Redefine Businesses in 2023 by Sanjay Srivastava. Data and AI will redefine businesses in 2023. And we are approaching the end of the second month of 2023. So I feel like between the end of December when people started having access to ChatGPT and now it's like, I don't know, several years feel like they have passed or been condensed into one. And the article goes on to just talk about what it sees as actually three very large transitions throughout the entire world. The first transition is to a new geopolitical, social, economic work order. The second is a transition to a low carbon economy. The third is the first truly scaled deployment of AI in the enterprise. And no, I'm not talking Star Trek. But the article reveals the three opportunities and challenges and just some technology trends that are taking shape. One is enterprises, businesses are moving from being data poor to data rich. Two, transformation efforts will shift from big data to big AI. Three, digital transformation becomes 80% people, 20% tech. So I'm going to repeat those three again. Enterprises are moving from data poor to data rich. Transformation efforts will shift from big data to big AI. Digital transformation becomes 80% people, 20% tech. And I think that this stuff is important for us to pay attention to because let's be honest, Canva, for many of us, we utilize it. Its new doc function has AI features and capability. ChatGPT, Google has come out with Bard. There are many others on the horizon that are all built off of these LLMs, large language models. And they are so well trained, so to speak, like out the box, like just starting. We're not going to talk about Google's error regarding the James Webb Telescope, but they are able to be used easily, and if you get in readily, by just everyday citizens. Obviously, Bard is going to be rolled out first to Google Trusted Partners and things of that sort, but it's able to be used by everyone. That has an ability to level playing fields that have been possibly unleveled in the past. And I think it's important that we think about these things and how they impact us in our business operations. So let's start with the first one, like data poor to data rich. In many cases, information has not always been readily available. Data hasn't always been readily accessible for smaller entities. So data now is in itself, it's a new class. It's a new function. It should be a function within your business. It should have a seat at the decision-making table of your business, no matter the size. And when coupled with AI capabilities that help make the data more usable, oh my goodness, like possibilities could be endless here. Because companies, you've always had information. They break some of it down into structured data, such as transactional data, but there's also that unstructured data, social media, okay, for example. But having the two, and the two not being alike, so to speak, it's difficult to integrate and analyze them. So AI is able to take things like your PDF and pull out the key things that need pulling out. Some systems are out there now that will ingest thousands of financial filing documents and balance sheets and automatically extract like key financial ratios. So it's important to realize that these new tools, which do have an intersection when it comes to data and tech, and that there's value in how we are going to use these tools. I remember recently having a conversation with my mom, and she was watching the news, and she says that she tries to listen to my podcast, and she had listened partially to the one with ChatGPT, and she was just like, I don't even know what she's talking about. And then she heard about it on the news, and the refrain was from schools that kids are going to use it to write their own papers and all of these other things. And it just, I understand that, but I'm also a person who, I had graph paper and we had to make graphs. My kids had graphing calculators. Like, math is still being taught. We just make some changes in how we do it. And that's what I was trying to explain to her, that they're not going to stop teaching writing. Like, a kid who utilizes this technology still has to know the subject matter, because you cannot trust automatically what these systems, these AI systems will give you. You do need to have like facts and checks and balances. But I was trying to tell her, like, it's not going to change how learning itself is still going to be priority and paramount, but it's just how that's being done. Like, my kids, like, they had, like, seriously, graphing calculator. And I was like, what? I had to do this all by hand, okay? It's called technology and advancement for a reason. So with that being said, though, how do we take those things and incorporate them into our businesses? Okay, how do we do this? What do we do? Recently, I shared how you could use ChatGPT to get you started with creating SOPs. That's really great. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, recently, I saw a presentation where, and if you remember, ChatGPT in particular only has information up to 2021. So anything kind of beyond that, it doesn't have. There's a Chrome extension, oh goodness, Web Chat GPT, I think it's called, that will also search the web. So that can help fill in that gap for you between 2021 and present day. And I was just like, I was watching and I was like, what's this extension? What is this? And the presentation, and I shared some of this in the last podcast, really was helping someone create an actual marketing plan for a 3-month sales cycle, which is another data point. Do you know how long your sales cycle is? In order to market themselves on LinkedIn. And I've seen another presentation where someone has used content AI as a blog writer, but then has incorporated it with ChatGPT to pull out sections, rewrite some of it with celebrity kind of influences. I think they used Kate McKinnon and Lizzo. And so ChatGPT inserted that kind of personality into a section of the blog because that affiliates with their brand personality. But then they asked ChatGPT to give them a GIF suggestion, and it did. A GIF from Schitt's Creek. We all know how much I love Schitt's Creek GIF. And so it's utilizing these things to enhance the operations side of our business. Can we use them in a way to increase our own productivity or get us out of doing some of the things in our business that we shouldn't be doing? In one of those same presentations, it really talked about, for many of us, we need to spend about 65% of our time selling in our business. And many of us can't do that because we're doing all the other things that are in our business. So if you're feeling like, okay, maybe I can't hire, or maybe my VA can help with this, how can we utilize that tech to support our team members in the work that they do? I know my ops assistant, she loves ChatGPT when she can get in because of the fact with SOPs, it just makes life so stinking easy. And it's such a good, I don't have to stare at the blank screen or start this from scratch. It jumpstarts the process for me. But now it has me thinking, how else can we utilize this? How else can we take data from, say, my Shield analytics on my LinkedIn performance and take that information to craft post based, for LinkedIn and do like, how do we use this technology and data to improve and enhance what we are doing inside of my business? And I think that ties in to the part of digital transformation being 80% people and 20% tech. Content AI, ChatGPT, there's so many AI things. Let's not Jasper. Like there's art making AI. People are writing children's books and having them fully illustrated. Like there's so much AI out there. And it's like understanding that it's a tool. That's what it is. It's a tool. You still need people. Like, I hate to be the one to break that bubble, but you're still going to need people. You can get probably more things done, but you still need people because, again, you need people to check it. Was it accurate? I don't know. Is this saying what I want it to say? Is it in the voice? Because if you use this stuff enough and remind you garbage in, garbage out, you really need to understand prompts and how to prompt the AI. Understand that it's also conversational. So you might start with create an outline for me for a podcast that's then followed by create some share with me some better examples that also have this CTA and also do this and da 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 and do this. And it's like, okay, that prompt is much more specific and the chat remembers what you've talked about. So it's able to pull from there to add to and give you something different. So it's important to understand those prompts. But again, who's entering the prompts? Ding, 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 ding. People. 80% people, 20% tech. So there's areas in this digital transformation that the article talks about. We still, obviously, there's a role for people. And that brings me to that question of, are you preparing your team? Are you preparing yourself for different ways in which your skills will be utilized? Okay. So they mentioned domain knowledge. Like it's important to have business, like you need to have people besides yourself possibly who understand your business and have that necessary knowledge to ask the right questions, but also to contextualize the answers. And trust me, when we're talking data and just so much of this other stuff, contextualizing answers is super duper important. But like that institutional knowledge is so still critically important, okay? However, like work is changing, hybrid teams, like all the remote teams, all the things, we need to understand that with those changes, those ways that we can utilize still that knowledge that people have is like domain knowledge, okay? There's also this part though about these shifts require different skills and capabilities. Like there's a level of digital literacy, there's a level of data analysis, and basically change management that need to be understood. Organizations must have the right people in place with the right skills to require like a culture of curiosity, of agility, like people open to change. If you as a business owner are trying to embrace some of this technology and you have someone who is still holding on to 1980, like 1990 marketing plans, that's going to be a problem. There's going to be conflict there because what used to be set it and forget it is so not. And you need to be able to have people who are ready to roll with you when you make these changes. I think it's also important just to make sure you're putting stuff in place. Like, how are you using this to help train up your team? Because if you have good team members, people who are ready to roll with you, they have that agility, they have that forward thinking. We want to support that in an operational sense. It's no fun going out trying to hire trust me. I do this for clients. It is so not fun in these internet streets. So being able to build up the people that you have and support them in the things that they're doing and showing ways, walking alongside for ways to utilize this new AI technology and data in the business and how to do that. I had a meeting with a potential client who no one on our team is able to really analyze data. And she's like, I'm the only one. And she's not always 100% sure that she's doing it right. And so it's important, I think, that as we see these transformations taking place, that we reach out to others, that we connect with others, we realize where our gaps are, and we realize who we need to talk to help fill those gaps. And I think that there's just possibilities, again, that are endless. And I think some of them we don't even know. And I reflect on this not only as a business owner, but as a parent. My kids have, there's things that they're doing that, some of it didn't exist, let's be honest, when I was growing up. Like, for example, many of you know my son goes to LSU. Well, Mardi Gras is about to happen, and they stayed with a friend last year. So this year I'm like, so what are you guys doing for Mardi Gras? And he's like, oh, there's like 11 of us, and we have an Airbnb. Say what? Like, I'm just like thinking back, reflecting my 19-year-old self in college. We know Airbnb did not exist, but let's be real, there was bed and breakfasts, but there was definitely not an Airbnb that was available and a 10-minute walk to Bourbon Street and stuff. So I can remember girlfriends, like we drove from Maryland to Panama City Beach for spring break. Like we didn't even stop along the way. It was like take turns driving, pit stops for gas and bathrooms and food. But like we drove all the way there and we stayed at a hotel and we drove all the way back when it was time for us to leave. Like 11 of us in an Airbnb, like I love it. But I'm just also like, this is just how things have shifted. Things are changing and you got to be able to roll with it. If you're not rolling with it, it's really going to be uncomfortable and complicated and unnecessarily so. So again, digital transformations are occurring, but do not overlook the value, the importance of people. Tech is a tool. It's a tool used by people. So you still need to grow your team so that they can use the tools. And again, these learning model, large language models, LLMs, like again, it was something that was like available to large corporations only. Microsoft incorporating chat, open AI into Bing, and they're going to add it into Word and Excel and PowerPoint and stuff. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I've been on Google forever. Like Microsoft, y'all starting to look attractive again. Like maybe I need to go back to Microsoft Office. But it's one of those things where it's like they see that. And now that they're opening this up to us, the masses, learning how to utilize it, how best to incorporate it into your business is something that you should set aside time to do. Set aside yourself to be open. Set aside yourself to welcome input from others. Set aside your time for you to learn this so that you can add it into your business in a way that, hey, it actually may redefine your business in 2023. So I'm sharing all of this to say that tech is here. It's been here, but these new iterations of things, this opening of things up to the masses, like this article has said, data and AI, they're going to redefine businesses in 2023. The question becomes, are you allowing them to redefine your business? And how? Or are you going to be the late adopter, be the tardy to the party, and wonder why certain things may have stalled in your business because you have not taken advantage of these tools and haven't built up your team to be able to better utilize these things? So, as you plan out the rest of your year, remember what ChatGPT hit over a million billion users so much faster than any other platform out there. It's only going to increase. There are other AIs in the process of gaining additional funding, in the process of coming available to people, to us, to level playing fields. Don't get left behind. So, data and AI will redefine businesses in 2023. The question you need to ask yourself is, how will you allow them to redefine your business? So I look forward to hearing your thoughts and how you're utilizing AI in your business. If you have any questions, feel free to ping me and reach out to me. I love talking about this. I love deep diving into it. And I will see you next time. Bye.